Has the Ark of the Covenant been found? In recent years, a lot of news has emerged on the internet about the rediscovery of the Ark of the Covenant recorded in the book of Exodus, in the Bible in the natural cave in Israel. This is sensational news. If true, it will definitely explode around the world. Because, 1. Natural attributes. According to the laws of nature, although the Ark of the Covenant made of acacia wood has excellent natural antiseptic properties, it can only last for a few decades at most. In other words, if the authentic Ark of the Covenant is discovered now, it will definitely be a pile of rotten wood. 2. Miracle attributes. If a miracle occurs, it must go through the official endorsement and release ceremony of the religious community and authoritative clergy, including Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. If there is no official background, it must be fake news. In other words, no country, government, group, media or individual is qualified to publish such breaking news. Therefore, the listener does not need to spend a lot of time and painstaking efforts to investigate and prove its authenticity, because it only needs a simple glance to see whether the source of the information is official, and the truth can be revealed at a glance. False news will only confuse the public and tarnish the reputation of religion. Therefore, as readers and listeners, it is best to pay more attention and use your brains. The Ark of the Covenant, also known as the Ark of the Testimony, is a sacred object of the ancient Hebrew nation. This mysterious cabinet carries the 10 covenants carved onto stone slabs made between God and the Hebrews, that is, the cabinet carrying the covenant. To simplify it, it is called the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant originated from Moses in Exodus. At that time, Moses led the Hebrew people to escape Egypt, cross the wilderness, and overcome various difficulties and obstacles. After 40 years, they finally returned to their ancestral homeland, the land of Canaan, approximately the area of present-day Israel. On the way back home, in the wilderness, Moses climbed Mount Sinai to pray, and received instructions from God to promulgate the 10 Commandments, which were engraved onto stone tablets. The Ark of the Covenant was a cabinet of acacia wood inlaid with gold, which was used to store this oracle contract. According to the Bible, the dimensions of the Ark of the Covenant are 110 centimeters long, 66 centimeters wide, and 66 centimeters high. Inside are placed 1. 2 stone tablets inscribed with the 10 Commandments. 2. The budding staff once used by Aaron, Moses' brother. 3. A golden pot containing manna. On the top of the cabinet, there are 2 angels cherubim made of gold. They face each other and form a space, representing the place where God is. Wherever the Ark of the Covenant is placed, there is God's presence. Therefore, in the Old Testament era, the Hebrews regarded the Ark as a symbol of God's presence. The selection and manufacture of the Ark of the Covenant strictly followed God's requirements. It was a token of communication between God and Moses. The Ark also played a key role on the battlefield. In Exodus it is recorded, 1. The Ark of the Covenant was brought into the battlefield by the Levites, causing the Egyptian army to retreat. 2. In the book of Joshua, the Ark of the Covenant was carried in Jericho for 7 days, and the wall of the other side collapsed. The mysterious power and historical legends of the Ark of the Covenant are fascinating. It is one of the greatest mysteries in the Bible, and one of the eternal mysteries of archaeology. To scientifically demonstrate the Ark of the Covenant, the first thing to bear the brunt of is the production materials and craftsmanship. Honey locust tree, a leguminous plant, a deciduous tree. Flowering period, generally between March and May. Fruiting period, lasts from May to December. The branches of the honey locust tree are gray to dark brown in color and have thick thorns. The leaves are pinnately compound and the flowers are yellowish white. The pods are band-shaped, thick and straight, with swollen sides. The fruit petals are leathery, brown or reddish-brown, often covered with white powder, and contain a large number of seeds. Its fruit is short, slightly curved and crescent-shaped, with no seeds inside. The wood of acacia wood is hard and corrosion-resistant, and is suitable for making furniture, floors, doors and windows, etc. It has beautiful texture and deep color, and is widely used in interior decoration. Honey locust wood has good durability, and the wood is hard, and not easy to rot. Honey locust wood products can be stored for a long time. Storage in natural caves is of course greatly affected by environmental factors. For example, humidity, temperature, oxygen and insects. If the environment inside the cave is relatively stable and unaffected by exposure and humidity fluctuations, honey locust wood products can be preserved for decades. Gold. The smelting history of gold, that can be verified by humans, first appeared in the 3rd to 9th centuries AD. The ancient method of smelting gold is 1. Or grinding. Put the gold ore into the water bucket, and crush the large pieces of ore through hydraulic action. Then, use a stone mill to grind it into powder. 2. Washing. Put the ore powder into water and wash it to remove the part that does not contain minerals, leaving behind the powder with more gold content, which is called concentrated ore powder. 3. Pellet making and sintering. Mix gold-containing powder with rice, etc. to make pellets. It is then layered into piles with charcoal to remove the sulfide sulfur, and sintered into a crispy briquette. 4. Lead reduction smelting. Mix ore lumps and lead to smelt and chemically replace them to form gold-containing lead lumps. 5. Ash blowing. Put gold-containing lead blocks on plant ash to smelt, and blow into oxygen to remove the lead in the lead blocks. In this way, high-purity gold can be obtained. The melting point of gold is 1064.18 degrees C. The gold smelting furnace temperature usually reaches 1700 degrees C. The burning temperature of ordinary firewood is between 500 degrees Celsius and 800 degrees Celsius. This temperature range is far from enough for smelting gold. The Ark of the Covenant was made in the 16th century BC. It's hard to imagine how those gold inlays were done. Not a miracle. Just a miracle. Making gold foil is even more difficult. Placing the inside and outside of the ark with gold made it almost impossible. Therefore, another possibility comes to mind. The so-called gold is actually brass. Ancient China also often used the word, but that's the metal, copper, not the metal, gold. In addition, the wood of the Ark of the Covenant is Acacia tree, since it can only remain incorruptible for a few decades at most. So even if the authentic Ark of the Covenant is found, it will definitely be a pile of rotten wood. Since no one has seen the real thing, it is impossible to identify whether it is original or not. Therefore, looking for the Ark of the Covenant is probably a false proposition in itself. Reports of the discovery of the Ark of the Covenant have been reported for decades, but the religious authorities and the vast majority of believers ignored it at all. Many of the comments and messages are mostly laughable and abusive. This phenomenon shows that those reports are all farces, tragedies, and hoaxes. In today's stage of artificial intelligence, 1. Making a picture of the Ark of the Covenant is easy. 2. It is easy to create a fake Ark of the Covenant. But unfortunately, 1. Making people believe it is true is as difficult as reaching heaven. 2. Let religion endorse it and make it easier for you. It seems that not only society needs to crack down on counterfeiting, but the religious community also needs to crack down on counterfeiting. The principle of cracking down on counterfeiting is very clear, as long as it comes from non-religious officials. Religious information published will probably fall into the category of rats crossing the street. Everyone shouts to beat them up. When talking about the leader in the religious world, in terms of size, it has to be the Holy See. Regarding the research of religious miracles, the Holy See has a specialized agency, the Congregation for the Causes of Saints. This department is dedicated to discovering and recognizing potential miracles. Once a miracle is recognized, it is submitted to a panel of experts, consulta medica, for rigorous review. Therefore, the Holy See is very cautious in recognizing religious miracles to ensure that they comply with doctrinal and scientific standards. If a new miracle is recognized, it will be widely publicized through formal announcements and celebrations. It is precisely because the Holy See is cautious in its conduct, words and deeds due to its high position, that the Holy See's credibility continues to be highly respected. Therefore, even the Holy See's understatement in public remarks will cause huge waves in the whole society. Such instances have happened in recent days. Here's the thing. Regarding the Russia-Ukraine war, that has lasted for 2 years, the current Pope Francis recently said in an interview with the foreign media that Ukraine should have the courage to raise the white flag and end the war with Russia through negotiations. The Pope believes that the most powerful party will assess the situation consider the vital interests of the people, and bravely raise the white flag to negotiate. This does not mean surrender, but it means avoiding the temptation to lead the country to the abyss of self-destruction. The Pope's simple confession really aroused heated discussions among people on Earth. The Taiwan media alone argued for as long as a week. Celebrities and famous speakers rushed to speak, and many of them declared that, if you don't listen to the old man's advice, you will suffer a loss in front of you. Believe that the world is drifting away from religion and drifting away. The reason is that religious vassal countries actually dare to 1. Challenge the authority of the Holy See. 2. Respond to the Pope's exhortation. 3. Promote senseless violence. 4. Contempt the curse of God. In such a chaotic world, I am afraid that even non-religious people would be willing to use the power of religion to lower the pressure and diffuse the society. So, at this moment, the hot topic of religious miracles, even if it is fake news, as long as it can guide people's hearts to get closer to God's love, even if it is to fight ghosts, use Zhong Kui, it is a blessing among misfortunes. It may also have the potential to make a mistake of immortal merit.